What's going on, everybody? It's another day at DiamondTrail Ranch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about our guardian dogs on the homestead, what breeds we have, why we picked these breeds, and why most of them are rescue dogs, which is actually a topic that is very controversial for a lot of homesteaders. A lot of people think you need Great Pyrenees and specific breeds. This right here is an Augie. He is not a rescue. He's actually the only one we have that is not a rescue. So, if you've ever wondered whether dog breeds really matter when it comes to protecting your chickens, goats, and land, this is the video for you. This is Cloud over here. He is not actually, you know what? We have two. I'm sorry, two. Cloud is from the same friend of ours that provided Storm for us, for our kiddos. They're the corgi mixes. They're actually both corgi mixes, believe it or not. Can you tell? Obviously the Augie you can, but can you tell with Cloud? We're about to talk honestly about what works for us on our real life homestead, and where we run, corgis, Augies, mixes, bulldogs, pit bulls, mixed breeds in general. Every single one of them is a life that you've given hope to. I mean, where else would they be? The county that we live in is so overcrowded with dogs. They're doing free adoptions right now. So this isn't a theory. It's experience from several years now of keeping chickens safe from hawks, goats safe from stray dogs. We've got boars out here. We've got all kinds of madness. Our home, it keeps it guarded from predators and people. We're called DiamondTrail Ranch. We got that trail right back there. You don't know who's coming up and down that trail. So it's a public trail. So, all using dogs most people wouldn't expect. Look, we have a little bit of everything. So let's dig into the big question. Do guardian dog breeds really matter? Again, I think that's controversial. Matter in what context? That's, or is there more to it than just bloodlines and labels? So first, let's be real. There is no alarm system like a good dog. Chickens might scream when something gets close. Ours do. Goats might stomp a hoof or headbutt, especially headbutt, ours. But your dog will be the first to spot movement, bark, and stand their ground. And a donkey helps too, but that's a whole nother video. We have videos on that. Here at DiamondTrail Ranch, though, I'm going to tell you, in sunny Florida, we always try to keep 2 dogs out at all times, mainly because of the amount of space we're working with and the sheer amount of animals. You guys watch our videos. We have a lot of animals. We have a lot of beating hearts on this property. So they rotate shifts depending on the heat, the weather, who's had the most energy. 2 come in, 2 go out, that kind of thing. We have 6 dogs. So we use them to prevent chicken losses from hawks, raccoons, and foxes. I'm going to be completely honest and straightforward with you guys, though. Our big bully, bulldog, not pit bull, he's a bulldog. Bruno, we do stay out with him because he does get a little excited around the chickens. Again, he is a rescue. He is a full rescue, and they would have put that poor boy down had we not gotten him. So, I believe in second chances. I'm all about second chances. So you can put them to work. They've got a great place to live, a great reason to live. There's nothing wrong with keeping an eye on them. These dogs run off stray dogs, nosy possums, even scare off a pair of buzzards here and there, crows, hawks. The most surprising part, as I mentioned, we're not using traditional livestock guardians. No Great Pyrenees here, no Anatolians, just good, loyal rescue dogs and a couple of from our friends' breeds. But these are not adopt-shopped animals. We're going to start with the corgis. You heard that, right? Corgis, low to the ground, fox-like ears. That's Mitzi. She is full-on corgi. She's a rescue, full of fire. Corgis were bred actually to herd cattle by nipping at their heels and darting under hooves. That means they're smart, loud, fast, and fearless. She makes an amazing watchdog. Storm does as well, the Augie. One of them, you know, they can detect a hawk shadow before we even hear it flapping. Look at her, she is a hawk. She'll bark at anything unfamiliar, chase off small predators, and follow us around like landmines with fur. Especially Bruno over there. Corgis, they're not brutes, but they are brave, and honestly, that's half the battle here. It's a girl. He's a good girl. That's half the battle on the homestead, guys. Bulldogs, right? Funny, let me stop for a second. That's Rain. She's a rescue as well, and she was kind of on the last leg over at the county. She had a bad eye issue going on. She's doing a lot better now. We have a lot of dogs. You want a lot. You want a couple, depending on the size of your property, or you know, if it's small, you can get just one. I recommend at least one. Bruno is our big bulldog I was telling you about. I know what you're thinking, right? Lazy couch potato. Yeah, sometimes, but I'm going to tell you, not ours. Our bulldog is fiercely loyal, extremely territorial. He doesn't go after people though. He doesn't. He really doesn't. He's super friendly. He'll come up to you if he doesn't know you. And I know you guys probably think, oh, everyone says that about their dogs. You know, no, he's super friendly. He keeps away stray animals. One of ours, you know, he can keep raccoons at bay near the goat pen until we, you know, come out and handle it. Bulldogs might not be the fastest or flashiest guardians, but they don't back down. They're heavy hitters with calm energy, and they balance out our more excitable dogs perfectly. Pit bulls, we have Echo, who's debatably a pity. She's a pity mix. She's not out here right now, but that's okay. I can still tell you guys about her. You've seen her in other videos. Echo's in my shorts. She's in long form content I have. She's probably been in our lives quite a bit. Pitties are some of the most loving, loyal, and dependable dogs on the ranch, and in general. You know, they're gentle with the kids. All of these dogs are gentle with the kids. I mean, she's actually really super sweet with the baby chicks. Echo is, and fast as lightning if something sketchy moves near the fence line. It's funny because she'll jump this fence in the middle over here, but she won't jump the one on the front. She stays here. She knows her territory. These dogs didn't come trained. You know, they came from tough past shelters and bad situations. You know, with time and boundaries, like I said, I'm all about second chances. They've become our best protectors. They listen, they learn, and they love having a purpose. Trust me, if you've ever doubted that a rescue dog could guard your flock, these pups will prove you wrong in a heartbeat. And I know somebody's going to click away immediately or laugh at the title because, you know, rescue dogs as a guardian, really, you can't do that. I'm living proof that you can. I'm just saying. We've been doing it for years. Most of our dogs on our homestead are rescues. Only 2 of them came from our friend. That's going to be Storm there and Cloud. So they didn't cost us thousands of dollars. Most of them came from shelters. You know, you can get them off of... I would stick to the rescues in general, whether it be the pound specifically or actual rescues. You know, they get overlooked. You know, they got a job, a purpose, a family. So instead of them being locked up in a jail cell, you know, just bring them home, put them to work. We're big believers in the idea that you shouldn't shop, you know, rescue, because the perfect guardian isn't always a purebred. A shout out to Merciful Projects, who we've helped foster many dogs and adopted from many a times. So it's a local one here in Tampa. When you want to adopt a rescue, you know, especially one with energy and instincts, you're not just saving a life, you're adding security, love, and heart to your home. So, real talk, does the breed really matter? That's the original question, kind of how we all started this, right? Let me tell you right now. Breed gives you a rough blueprint. It tells you what a dog might be inclined to do. Temperament, training, and time matter so much more. They really do. You know, look how tiny these chickens are. The little baby chicks that are hanging out, just kind of chilling. You know, I got all these pit bull and corgis that chase, you know, foxes and rats, you name it. They're not messing with these little birds. You know, you can have the perfect livestock guardian breed, but if it hasn't bonded with your animals or it hasn't been trained, it's not going to work. And you can have a mutt from the pound who turns into a silent, reliable shadow watching every chicken, pacing every fence line, waiting for a threat. What matters is this: is your dog bonded to your animals? Does it know what its job is? Can it be trusted not to chase? Again, I'm honest here, guys, and I'm not editing anything out. Bruno has to be watched. He's the only one we're still working on. Will the dogs alert? Will they bark? Will they defend when it needs to? Like I said, our system is 2 dogs with a rotation. We typically run a 2-dog system. 2 dogs out during the day, usually 1 calm dog and 1 high energy. It's a good way to do it, with one, alert while the other rests. One listens, the other moves. Sometimes it's a pit bull and a corgi, sometimes it's a bulldog and a mutt. We rotate based on the day, and the heat, weather, things like that, the rain, the outcome. If it's raining, obviously they all come in. That's different. But the outcome is the same: watchful, loyal protection. You do not need a 100-pound mountain dog to keep your flock safe. You just don't. You need a dog who cares. And rescue dogs, once they know they're home, they care deeply. You want a dog that cares, get a rescue. I'm telling you. I'm not even joking. Stop getting your dogs from breeders. I mean, here and there, if it's a friend kind of thing and it's a specific, if your main dogs are rescues, that's different, I think, But if you're only, adopting for your apartment, that's a whole nother. I mean, not adopting, but if you're only shopping for your apartment, that's a whole nother. These dogs are getting put to work, regardless of where they came from. In that extent, they are being put to work here. Homestead dogs have a job, so I wouldn't overthink the breed. Look at traits: alert, not reactive, low to moderate prey drive, or that can be highly trainable. Bonds quickly with humans and animals. Show signs of loyalty or protectiveness, right? Confident around your property, and most importantly, one that wants to work. Some dogs want a coach. Cloud specifically. He's where did he run off to? He's over there with Bruno right now. He wants a coach. Bruno sometimes wants a couch. Some dogs want a job. Find one that wants a purpose and give it one. Here at DiamondTrail Ranch, we're proof that rescues can be guardians. Corgis, bulldogs, pitbulls, mutts, it doesn't matter what's on their paperwork. What matters is what's in their heart. If you give them love, structure, and something to protect, they'll give you everything you got. Everything they've got, So if you're building your homestead, protecting your flock, or just looking for a loyal companion, please don't shop, rescue. You might just save a life, and that life might end up saving yours. I do want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching. If this video has helped you, tap that like button, hit subscribe if you're up in the air about what kind of dog to get. Let us know what kind of dogs you run on your land. We've got more homestead tips, animal care guides, and real life ranch stories coming every single week right here at DiamondTrail Ranch.